Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father. As always, I'm bringing you guys an awesome interview. But anyway, I have on the phone with me Mr. Windhawk from Shadow Windhawk and the Morticians. They have a new EP that's out right now called Casket Spray. It's one badass EP, I got to tell you that right now. Windhawk, how's it going?
It's going good, John.
Glad you could be on the show with me this evening, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm stoked about it.
This EP that you guys have out called Casket Spray, really, really good EP from you guys. And I'm glad that there's another horror band that's out there that's living every day, promoting horror music like you guys have. So let's talk about this a little bit. Give us a little rundown on this.
Okay, great. Well, basically, Casket Spray, it was a concept I came up with back in June last year. My grandmother had passed away about a year prior to when I formed the Morticians. And initially the band was to be formed as a 5-piece, but with scheduling conflicts and things came up, I had to go through some lineup changes, and we didn't really lock in any of the material until about November, when I reformed the band to be myself, Rich Misery on bass, and Trip MD on drums. The EP, lyrically, music-wise, skeleton-wise, was written in October last year, and I basically wrote all of it myself on my acoustic guitar. And then when I called the guys back to start the band up, I just initially asked them, hey, do you want to do a solo project with me? I have all these songs written, and I think it would be really cool to do a recording soon. And, they were like, hell yeah, let's do it. And they took to the material like fish to water. It went great. The songs just came together really nicely in a really short period of time. And in December, we all got together at a rehearsal and just decided that we were going to make it a goal to record it the first week of February, and we were going to self-finance it and self-distribute it through my indie label, Black Flame Records, and just come out with a bang, so to speak, not really say too much about it and just make it happen really quick and make it happen without, having to do a Kickstarter or Indiegogo or any of that, just kind of shock people with what we can do. And I felt like to this point in my career, until I put this one out, I hadn't really been able to show people the full potential of what I can do when I have my own horror punk band. So it's just been great, and the response has been wonderful. I'm really glad people like it as much as they do, and I'm surprised by it. But yeah, it's a great thing, man. It's been really cool watching all the fans respond to it. So
It seems like since you broke away from Die Monster Die, you have just exploded out to the scene. Honestly, because I see a lot of support coming from everywhere for you with this EP, plus some touring that you did. You played with the Argyle there for a little while, didn't you? Am I right on that?
yeah, the whole thing that happened with Goolsby was Blitzkid obviously broke up in November, I believe, was it 2012? Yeah, right after the European tour. Goolsby had a bunch of solo material written, and he was already planning. He had released A Dream Not Quite Remembered before the final Blitzkid tours, but he had a bunch more material written, and that guy is just always creating, like he always has the next thing going. But anyway, we were in contact with one another a little bit here and there because I'd hung out with him when he'd come into Salt Lake on tours and stuff a little bit. But basically, I just approached him and I said, things are going rocky with Die Monster Die. I'd really love to play guitar for you. If you have plans to start a new band, just let me know. I'll be there. I'll do whatever I need to do to be a part of that. He took it to heart and really gave me some consideration. And then he told me that he wanted to have me play with him at Ghouls Night Out. Basically, he taught me all of his songs through the internet. He recorded videos and would send them to me, and I'd learn the guitar parts that way. And then I flew out there about a week before the show and rehearsed with Ghouls and Jason Trioxin, Joe, JP Bastard, and Paul Klein, or most people will know him as Paulie Lifeless from Mr. Monster, and I believe Gotham Road as well. But yeah, and that was a great experience. Goolsby's a great guy. He's really talented, as everyone knows that likes horror punk. I mean, his stuff in Blitzkid was legendary, and I was a big fan of that. But it was just an honor to be able to go up on stage with him at his first solo gig and get to rock with him. You know, that was something I'll never forget. But for the future with all of that, I know that the solo project in that formation has been put on the back burner, just because Ghouls has a lot of other stuff going on, which I won't say anything about, but he's definitely not done with music whatsoever. So people can expect a lot more from him, but yeah, the solo project is just kind of whenever he needs a live guitarist, he knows where to find me. And so if he ever does a tour, I'm sure that I'll be there for that. But for now, it was a one-off thing, and it went really well. The crowd was great. It was awesome. So
what do you hope to accomplish with the Morticians, Windhawk?
I just want to leave my mark on the scene. You know, I've been a big fan of horror punk since I was a kid, and it was always my greatest dream to be able to form my own band and really leave a lasting impression with people, hopefully inspire something in people for them to play music themselves or seek out their own creativity. You know, I just want to fucking play the music I love to play and have a great time doing it. And honestly, it seems like such a simple thing, but it was becoming a real struggle with me and Die Monster Die after a certain time. I mean, we had a good time there where it was flowing together nicely and everything. The tensions got high, and so for a while, it was music was becoming more of a chore. But with Morticians, it's great, man. Like, I look forward to rehearsing. The writing process is easy as hell. Things just flow out. The songs sound good. And we all have a lot of fun. So as far as the future, you know, I hope to keep this band going as long as I possibly can. I want to do tours. I want to get to a point where we have enough footing to maybe go out and play like the Treffen Festival in Germany or something like that. So I hope to do a lot with this band, and it is definitely my primary focus at the moment. So I guess we'll just see how it goes. But
what about Ghouls Not Out? Are you going to be playing at this year's Ghouls Not Out, possibly?
I haven't spoken to Matt Saltwater about that.
Okay.
If we were approached to play the show, then, you know, I think we could probably find a way to make it happen. We've had some fans that have asked us because they want to see us play there, but there's nothing confirmed. So,
what does the Morticians bring to the table for music, you think?
Well, I would say we're just a different beast altogether from what people have come to expect from a horror punk band. I don't box myself in when I write music. I just write what comes out, what's real to me, little parts of who I am, I guess, basically. And I'm into a lot of different types of music. I love doom metal. I love reggae. I love, stuff like heavy industrial, like Skinny Puppy, as well as, all the horror, old school punk rock, like Dead Kennedys and Circle Jerks, and obviously the Misfits, SWATM, shit like that. So I have, a lot of diverse influences, and then so does Rich Misery, so does Trip. And when we get together, we're not thinking, okay, well, what's the next horror punk song? To me, I feel like whatever the fuck I do with my music is horror punk because I say it is, because that's how I identify, and there are no borders for me. There's no box containing what I can do. So the possibilities are really limitless. I like experimenting. So I feel like a lot of horror bands, they're afraid to step outside of the box a little bit. They want to be the new Misfits. They want to do, the crappy face paint, and they want to just do it the classic way, by the book, so to speak, and carbon copy what they've seen that they like. And the key to making something fresh and new is just to, yeah, sure, wear your influences on your sleeve, but don't rip off those that inspire you. You know, just let it all gel into something new. And that's what we do. That's what I try to do. I just let it come out, you know, and as it happens, it's a little bit different from everyone else, which is perfect. I definitely don't want to be anyone else. I want to be a completely unique voice in horror punk. So there you go. But we've definitely got a lot on the horizon. A lot of new songs will be coming out in pretty short time, so people will be able to get more of a grasp of our range as far as the different styles that we're going to be doing. But we always do stay true to our roots. It's always punk at the core of it. It's just some of it's more death rock, some of it's more doom, some of it's more screamy, you know. Mm-hmm. But there's no definition there. So
this is what I like about this guy, ladies and gentlemen. He eats it, breathes it, sleeps it. Even on his Facebook, his photos and everything, it's all about horror. And that's what I like, man, and you're staying true to it. So hats off to you, my friend.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's just who I am. I definitely love horror, and it's to this point in my life, I've pretty much dedicated myself to it, and I'm perfectly comfortable with that. So,
what can fans of the Morticians expect at a show from you guys?
Our shows are going to be quite a bit different from anything anyone in Salt Lake has ever seen before, certainly. Aside from maybe some stuff that Die Monster Die used to do back in like 2006, 2007. But my plan is our debut show. We want to put on more of a theater experience as well as a live show. You know, the last thing, and this was something I always agreed on with Zero DeLorean from Die Monster Die when we were in Die Monster Die together. We always said, you know, we never want to be the 4 guys or the 3 guys in big shorts up there just thinking that our music is so fucking good that everyone's going to want to look at us, you know? Yeah. That's not what we do. We want to put on a visual experience as well as an audio experience, because people could argue and you get shit for it sometimes from people like, you're all show and you're all look and you're no substance. Obviously the key to that is to have both. And I feel like, you know, with Morticians, with the response we've been getting from the Casket Spray EP, we certainly have the music, and so why stop there? I have no plans to stop there. I want the shows themselves to be an experience. Like, if anybody's been to Skinny Puppy and seen all the crazy shit that they pull off at shows, I want to work my way up to that point, you know, where, yeah, the music's great, the music's the backbone of it, but you go to a show to really be immersed in an experience of horror that's personal, too. I mean, I want fans to get right up there in the front, and I'll have, you know, blood, I'll have props, I have this whole plan to have like a bottle of holy water, but it's a bottle of blood. So I'll bless people with blood while I'm up there. Just crazy shit, you know, I want to go all out with it. We also have a plan to have old broken TVs with VCRs, and we're going to put the actual VHS tapes that inspired the songs that we were playing into the VCRs and just have those playing on stage while we're playing. I have a fog machine, you know. We're going to put lights inside the drums. And my friend Jimmy Dilly, who also goes by Nex Effects, he's a set designer for a local haunted house. And he's agreed to be our stage manager. So, you know, sky's the limit, really. He's very talented. He has a lot of really cool ideas about special effects and tricks we can do. And so, I mean, we'll see what the initial venue will let us get away with. But certainly people are going to come to learn that when they book us, you know, they're booking something a little more crazy than just your average punk band. And that's definitely what I want. I don't want to be another punk rock band that's great music but nothing to look at, no show, just watching a rehearsal live in a bar. I don't want to be that band.
When you guys do take tour for the first time, are there any bands that you have contacted to go out with, or any bands that you want to throw out there, maybe go out with?
I'm pretty much open to touring with whomever, as long as we can all get along and everything. I haven't had contact about that as of the now, just because, you know, we haven't begun to plan a tour yet. Mm-hmm. That's definitely something that is on the back burner that I want to do. I know that Rich and Tripp are both down to do a tour if it arises. It would be a matter of it being well managed, and knowing what we're getting into, and also, just to be blunt about it, raising enough money that we can cover ourselves in case we were to get screwed by promoters or any of that, you know. Right. And right now, a lot of our focus is just in putting out some really high quality, decent music in different formats that is our base to start off of. But we're going to be doing a 7-inch split vinyl in May with a German band called Them. And actually, that's not been announced until right now, but the vinyl is going to be in 2 colors, and it will have all original artwork, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to have, depending on how long one of our new songs turns out to be, it'll either be 1 song or 2 new songs from us that won't be available anywhere else except on the vinyl. But that's what we're doing now. We're also planning the first live gig that'll be local. And I'm going to try and get that filmed for a DVD extra for a future release. But I'm just trying to get that all together. And then we have a couple other shows that'll be on the horizon for the summer. But as far as the tour goes, I mean, if we got into contact with another band that already had a plan to tour in the fall or something, and they wanted to take us along, I'm all for it. You know, I think that would be fucking fantastic. So
let's go back here just a little bit, and I want to talk about the scene out there with Die Monster Dive. I know you left and you got the Morticians now, but did y'all ever get like a huge support out there, or is it tough for supporting out there for horror bands?
It's really weird. It's always been kind of rough. I mean, as one can imagine, we're living in the Mormon capital of the world, so the horror scene is it's small. You know, it's not. But the thing is that I've noticed is that with a lot of the horror bands that people enjoy listening to in the scene, they're from random places, really, where there's not a whole hell of a lot of a scene. You know, right. It's such a niche market, or a little group of people, like a subculture of a subculture, that you have to really like get people to travel from all over to get the solid scene there. That's kind of what I experienced with Ghouls Night Out, was that it was like people from California, people from the UK, from someone there from Germany, or a couple people from Germany or whatever, and then all the East Coasters, and, you know, me from Salt Lake and my girlfriend from Salt Lake. And so like the scene is just people from all over. But as far as local scene goes, it kind of depends. My intention with this band is to try and catch on to the local proto doom metal scene, because that seems to be growing somewhat in popularity. You know, bands like Kyle Essa, Blood Ceremony, and then not so much doom, but just more stoner rock metal like Red Fang. Yeah. That kind of stuff is really catching on out here, and I love it. You know, I love writing music like that as well, which isn't to say that I would be straying from horror punk, but just as I was saying before, more incorporating different aspects of music like that into our music. And hopefully in doing so, you know, we can catch some of that scene and kind of create our own, you know, because as it stands, there's not really a horror band here that commands a horror scene, so to speak. Die Monster Die does pretty well. That, you know, they always pull a pretty decent crowd for the local dive that has mostly punk bands, Bert's Tiki Lounge. But I just want to step it up, man. We just got to start playing and getting people around here to notice that our shows are definitely different from the rest and worth paying for, you know. It's another thing about adding the theater into it is that they are getting their money's worth when they come in and they get a show, not just, oh, we're rehearsing our songs in a bar and we're just dressed how we're always dressed. You know, I mean, there's something to be said for bands that do that. There's certainly a lot of fantastic bands out there that do that, but I would just rather put on a show, like a production.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how it goes, but the local scene's tough, so.
Kind of like the Alice Cooper route. I mean, when you come and see him, you get the whole theatrics, everything.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Alice Cooper's, you know, one of the huge main influences for Die Monster Die, for me, who is a rock and roll musician out there that can't say that Alice Cooper has inspired them?
Exactly.
Man's a legend, so, and his shows are fantastic, too.
And you're so right, man. These bands are so afraid. Go outside the box. It's like, well, if we step outside the box and, you know, we're not going to appeal to this certain crowd. Who cares? It's your music.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I just want to say I love this EP. I bought the digital copy. Then plus I bought the second pressing that you just put out. So I've got the digital and the hard copy coming. And
yeah, I saw that. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, I support you guys and all other horror punk bands, and this is what this is designed for. This show right here, I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. BODS Mayhem Hour is to help local bands, horror bands, any bands that fits this genre that I play. I will do whatever I can to get them out there. So I hope I'm doing something to contribute to you guys. Yeah,
definitely, man. I really appreciate you having me on the show and supporting us. It's awesome.
I just want to say that if anybody's out there listening right now, you're going to have to pick this CD up, this EP up. And the reason is because the whole EP is, if you're a true horror fan and you love horror music, I give this 10 thumbs up. I mean, I honestly say that. Not just because Windhawk's on here, but I mean, honestly, that's the God's honest truth. Every song is about a horror movie. Like I said, he eats it, breathes it, sleeps it. He's preaching what he's talking about. So he's authentic to what he's selling here, everybody. 1428 is one of my favorites. Median is one of my favorites. Halloween 63 is an awesome one, too. So pick it up right now because it may be sold out. They might not even press these anymore. Windhawk, how can people get a hold of you to pick this up and say, hey, we like this? How can they do that, man?
Well, the album on CD is available exclusively through my self-produced label, Black Flame Records, and you can buy your copy. It comes with like a patch, stickers, buttons, a signed 4x6. We try to do as many extras as we can just to show the fans how much we appreciate them buying our CDs. I mean, it's really difficult to sell CDs these days, but you can get them only at Shadow Windhawk and the Morticians.com, and it's as simple as that. You go there, and then all the ordering options are available. We did have shirts. We're down to about 4 of them now as of this interview, so who knows if those will be there. But we are going to be making more shirts. We're making patches. So there will be more merch available up there. And then if you want to connect with us on Facebook, we're at facebook.com/Shadow Windhawk and the Morticians. And then you can find links to our Reverb Nation page from either of those sites as well if you're into that or whatever. So
before I let you go, man, will you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure.
Just say this is Shadow Windhawk from the Morticians, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
This is Shadow Windhawk from the Morticians, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Awesome. Thanks, man, so much. Everybody, stick around. We got some Shadow Windhawk and the Morticians coming up. I want to play a couple songs off this EP for you Augerheads out there. Stick around because you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. Man, you have full support from me and this show and this radio station to play your music, so anytime you need anything, you just let us know.
Hey, thanks so much, Sean. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem. Stick around, guys.